Well, boys, and girls, we are back with a brand new video here to teach you everything about Kayn from start to finish. And this is a overall beginner tutorial guide. And I haven't made one of these in a while, so I felt like I'd make one again. Well, first things first, Kayn, he's a jungler that is very strong mid to late. His early game is a little bit lackluster because you don't really have too much strength until you get your form. But the main strength you do have of the early game is how fast you can farm. Your ability to clear camps fast leads to you getting a lot of XP. A lot of XP leads to a lot of levels. A lot of levels equals more stats. If you have more stats, you can fight more. And the way that your form is from fighting, so it works out. And wait, what? Still looking for cat girl duos? Yes. So the way that you get your form, red form, blue form. There's two forms. There's a couple other ones that are, you know, not official, but, you know, self-made by the Kayn community. Say you're ugly and you're me alone. Okay, either way. I think, why are they doing this? Why? Okay, so the way that you get your orbs, hit melee champs, get red form. Hit range champs, get blue form. How to decide which form you go in each game? There's three main factors. There's how much mobility they have. If they're high mobility, you go blue Kayn. If they're low mobility, you go red Kayn. If they're tanky, you go red Kayn. If they're squishy, you go blue Kayn. And melee range. If they have more melees, you go red. If they have more range, you go blue. So you just have to factor in all those, you know, weigh the odds, be like, okay, well, I can one-shot this many people, so I think blue is good. And typically, I'd say the most important thing is if you're looking to team fight, then you go Ross. And if you're looking to, you know, make picks and play more in the side lane, you go Shadow Assassin. So red or blue. This clear that I'm doing right here, it's a very, very important clear, and I would definitely recommend watching every single detail of how to properly do this. A lot of importance in Kayn's clear is being able to Q in walls efficiently because that gives you more autos. You get both the initial dash and strike off, so make sure that you're looking at both forms of damage, right? The dash and the strike. It's two forms of damage, so you'll be able to see there's 101, 101. There's both it. Now with this, I like to auto it 4 times total, 3 times after the initial. 2 back. Perfect. And then I go farm my top side. Notice I don't use my smite for the first 3 camps. You don't need to use your smite, and you don't need to use pots. And if you don't, guess what? You smite, auto the wolf, get Q, you auto at 1, 2. You can do it 2, but I do it 3 to be safe. Sometimes 1 in 100 chance that the wolves caught each other. It's kind of annoying, but do that. Auto the big blue 3 times, kind of motion towards the wolves. And then you Q back after 3 autos, and then you just split the autos between blue and Gromp. Do this efficiently, then you should be able to full clear quite fast. So, he's looking for the early gank. Notice that a lot of times you're going to be giving up, like, okay, well, he gets the gank, but I get this. So, 307 full clear. This gives you a lot of time to look for more fighting. Looking on his icon, I can see he has red and blue buffs and 16 CS. So, this means he either skipped down his wolves and Gromp, or he skipped down his Krugs and Raptors. Seeing how fast he was down there, I'm going to assume that he went and skipped his Krugs. He might have done Raptors, might have not. Let's see. Nope. Okay, so he skipped Raptors and Krugs. So that's why he was so fast down there to gank bot. But right now, it's very important to look. Okay, let's see how the wave states are. Are they pushing? Are they not pushing? A good way to focus on jungle, where to gank, where not to gank, is based on the ganking lines, and I'll explain that real fast. I don't think that fight was worth it, by the way. I thought we were really going to lose that. So the ganking lines are these big terrains. If they're pushed past this, you can gank. If they're pushed past this, you can gank. If they ever are, you want to look for a proper angle to get your E across to where you can path behind them. You just want to come from behind and follow through because, you know, if you could stay on top of them, it'd be pretty efficient. So now we have a 2 to 6 cycle. I know this is a little bit advanced, knowing pathing and mechanics, but I feel like every Kayn should, like, prioritize this as one of the main things that they learn. Trundle can just, like, hang on the Master Yi here. That'd be good. Okay, I dodged this. We can back off here because they're a little bit scary here. Ooh! That's cool. I just get a couple orbs. Notice trading gives you orbs. Now, this is a little bit of an advanced mechanic as well, is understanding how to get your form the fastest way possible. This form obviously takes you to the next level of being able to fight, being able to skirmish, being able to do everything. So, the way that you get your orbs and the way that you get your form is per minute, you collectively get more and more orbs per. Right, so every hit is 1 orb, and the worth of that orb skyrockets up per minute. there's runes like First Strike that when it's procced, it'll give you double the orbs. That's pretty much the only thing I know that gives you double the orbs. So that's why First Strike I find to be very good on blue Kayn, but since I'm playing Rost, I'm taking more of a bruisery setup that will scale a little bit well. And, you know, the way that you play Rost is a lot more simple. It's a lot more linear as well. Blue is a lot more high tempo, and I wouldn't recommend people play blue Kayn too much until they get comfortable with Rost. So right now, we're just going to stay in this really aggressive cycle of resetting your camps. A lot of times, resetting your camps very aggressively is the most efficient method of playing. And it's also one of the most simplest ways of playing, because Kayn is a champion that doesn't necessarily need a lot of resource to get, you know, to the next level of being able to force plays on the map. He just needs his form, realistically speaking. So what we're looking to do right now is just farm my bot side, farm my top side, farm his top side, farm every scuttle, and then we look for a fight after and be like, okay, can I get some, you know, free orbs? Can I get kill? Can I get something, you know? If you can, well then slowly, you know, you'll wind up getting your form. A lot of the game has to be played slow at your own tempo. So if your team's dying repetitively, just, you know, play at your own tempo. Right here, we can maybe look for a gank on mid. You have to kind of watch and be like, okay, who's there? If it's, she's pushed past this ganking line, right? So her potential to 1v2 is decently high, I'd say, but we have things like my ult and Yoni ult. It's not impossible. She wants to BM me to let me know that you flashed or whatever. So he's taking the dragon. Notice how long that takes him to do the dragon. That's why I never really prioritize early objectives. Usually are okay with giving, you know, first dragon, first rift, second dragon, that type of stuff. And then you look to team fight when you get your form, because at that point you're going to be so ahead in gold and XP, you're going to win the fights and they'll never be able to get another dragon. So being willing to take early like L's will lead to a lot more. You have to be willing to, you know, kind of wait the game out. Don't be too aggressive. I might take my red while I'm taking his. That's kind of why I went for this. Not, Kayn has really good access to escaping the jungle.
By the way, if this was Karasmai, it would unironically win this game.
Cool.
Karasm W.
Oh, Xiaomi, thanks so much for the reset. And I got a kill on him. I get top scuttle. I get Gromp, maybe blue, stuff like that. So notice you just want to prioritize your farm, and then your form, then objective. So as Kayn mains, we call this FFO. A little short way to put it. That's Kayn's main priority order for both red and blue. Very simple way to just understand everything with how to play Kayn. So this is a bit of a, you know, tutorial guide on his mechanics of like, okay, little things you could do. A lot of the time when you're fighting initially as well, I wanted to mention this while I was doing it, but I haven't really been ganking too much yet. A lot of the times that I'll initiate a gank is I'll lead in with my W, and then I'll look to auto them down and Q them. You always want to auto and then Q, because your Q is 2 forms of damage, like I said earlier. It's a dash and strike, so notice that first dash, you need to be right on top of them for both Qs to hit. So that's why I usually say you want to get an auto range first before you Q. I rarely ever see Kayn players do that, even in Diamond, even Master, I rarely ever see that, so. If you do that, you'll already be an advanced Kayn player in my eyes. Queuing in wall as well, as you can see. I'm doing this as I'm clearing. It helps you clear a lot faster because the amount of auto attacks you get is a lot faster. Okay. See, notice how long it takes when you do the full Q. It's like a little animation. Saves you a quick second every now and then. But just make sure that you're getting both off. It's very important. The aggressive stats are pretty important, so I typically don't like to rush my tier 2 boots unless I know I'm going to be fighting. If I'm able to play like a chill tempo where I'm just naturally ahead, I usually do that. Yo, Dexter, thanks so much for the 2 months. Welcome back. Alright, so we have a lot of farm, and, you know, obviously we need to look to fight so we can get our form. Notice how I'm a big lead on E. This means I could be a lot more aggressive. Being aggressive is very good, but you have to make sure that you're being calculated with your aggression, not being too overzealous, because if you are, you die, you fall behind, you know, it kind of holds your power spike. When you get your form, that's like the main power spike. You always want to cater towards that, right, instead of anything else. So ward right there is pushing up, need to clear the ward. We can just jump on him right now. If he ults me, I could counter him with my ult. Yeah, maybe he'll kill what's his name. Boom. uh, I'm out. No! So close. I got my form though. Too bad. Too bad. Wait, look, he's right there. Just played Steel Cap, so yeah, it's a little hard to kill and fight. He actually is a champion that does outscale me, but the thing is, he doesn't outscale me in team fights, he outscales me in 1v1. That's a very important thing to remember, is Kayn is not a 1v1 champ ever. He's not. That's just not what he is. He is a team fight champion, so in the middle of a team fight, that's usually what you want to look for. Notice I have a lot of XP, I have a lot of gold over him. He's going to look for the Rift, I'm going to look for the bot dragon, I'm going to look for the bot play. Always want to keep your tempo up after you get your form. You always want to make sure you could do as much as you could do. And typically when I'm Ross, I don't look to fight unless my ult is up or if we have numbers advantage. So let's say I go bot and Yi isn't going to be down there and I know it. Like let's say he just took Rift. It's a 3v2. So I'll look to fight if it's in our advantage. You always want to take the fights that are higher percentage chance of you winning than losing. So having my ult, you know, I could factor that in. You know, I could probably like 1v3 comfortably. If I play it properly, obviously. You have to factor in your skill as well. There's a lot of factors that go into it. The human nature aspect of things is usually what people forget. On paper, you can do what seems right, but, you know, it might not always be right. Okay. See, I didn't have ult, so I just died there. I really was coming anyway, so I couldn't really, like, just straight run away. He got plated steel caps first by. Means I need to get plated steel caps. Yo, back off. Master Yi's right there. Unless he just does the dragon. Shouldn't have been so aggressive in his jungle, to be honest. I forget Master Yi has a much lower ult CD than Kayn does. Even though I have CD already does it. See, stuff like that is kind of fucky with the game. But it's fine. Okay, cool. They didn't do it. Good. Just want to make sure they didn't get the dragon, to be honest. Their playstyle was kind of catered towards playing off their Master Yi right now. It's fine. Like I said, Kayn is a champion that you have to be used to playing from behind. A lot of people, they get too comfortable when they're ahead. They only know how to play from ahead. It's very smart to learn how to play from behind as well. I'd say that's one of my main playstyles. Okay. Watch out. Be over there. I don't need them to help with this, but it's fine. Alright. He's up there. He hasn't reset yet, so notice he has a lot of gold on the map. He either wants to go for the dive or the top scuttle. He has Irelia to rotate up river, so that'd just be stupid for me to try and fight that. Yeah, I wanted to see if he'd follow me with Q, but he didn't want to. Because they have Irelia, and just choose not to fight it. Health armor, I have a little bit more survivability. My character can still hear his Q's going off, even though he's completely gone. Oh. Yeah, we can't even look for anything because Mord's coming down. Right now, I'd say, since Yi is top and he's definitely going to make a play on the top laner, but he doesn't have Rift, we could probably look for bot and bot CS, because notice he's been top for so long, it would definitely be enough time for his camps to respawn even if he did farm them. Bot lane lost 2v2 though, it looks like pretty rough. Oh, never mind, saved him. Saved him there, that's good. Alright, so now I'll go into his bot side jungle. Just pretty much accept that my top side gone and the Rift is gone. So you notice that you have to be willing to take trades whenever you're behind, because you slowly build up that advantage, and then when you're really big, you kind of catch them off guard because they just expect you to be weak all game, and then it's like, what the hell? When did you get so fed? And then by the time that they realize you're fed, it's kind of too late for them, right? Like, wait, no, we gotta counter build them right now. Build the anti-heal. Build the build all the other stuff that counters Kayn. it's too late by that point. I'm not really too worried about Irelia. Red Smite up. I think any of them could fight me, to be honest. We are IAD, so it's kind of an interesting one. Master Yi. Yeah, that was good. Was able to catch Irelia out. They separated just for that small corridor. I knew Master Yi would go to his bot side, but there's nothing bot for him to take because I took all of his stuff. So he's going to be like, ah, dang. You need to go back mid, but by the time he did, it was too late. You have to work in those small time slots. That's a little bit more of an advanced mechanic. I wouldn't expect anyone to start doing that until like Master, Grandmaster Plus, to be honest. Setting up those plays, but you just have to always keep an eye out for things. This is why I say just looking at the map a little bit, the function keys, it's good. In between camps. Like, okay, farm a camp. Look in between. He probably wants to contest me and fight me on camps, but he's smart enough to realize that he can't, I think. Because he hasn't been trying to do it as much anymore. He did it when he had the advantage, but now that he doesn't, you know, he's smart enough to realize he just shouldn't be doing that. I could probably look to get Death Stance first item. I think Death Stance is a pretty solid item into their team. Notice how I stay on the map for an extremely long time. It's because the longer you stay on the map, the more camps you can farm, the more XP you can get, the more XP you can get, you know. It's just so many benefits to it. But I do like to reset when it's like objective time. I'll be like, okay guys, time to reset. So a minute prior to objective is pretty solid. I normally say it's like 40 seconds before objective spawn. You wanna reset, but you know, everyone has their own opinion on things. Kayn's a pretty mobile champion, so you can get away with like probably 30 seconds, but usually the cutoff time for it, I'd say. Get the cannon. Got a lot of healing, doesn't she? Nice. So as you can see, you can slowly notice what like the main issues of the game would be. Like, okay, a lot of healing, yada yada yada. So in order to stop that, right? Anti you. Should have killed the Rift, but for some reason he wanted to try and 1v2 under tower against a Yi Mordekaiser. And that. Otherwise we probably will lose out on a whole lot of stuff. I probably solo this, it's cool. Kind of hijacked him. See, so notice when you're strong enough to teamfight objectives, you can kind of just carry the fights. So that's what I'm saying. If you're good at team fighting, Ross is your guy. Oh! Ross is your guy. He was top again for a very long time, so not be awful idea. Wow, this Israel smurfing it. Good job, my boy! You ever see them playing around a side constantly? You could just look to play on that side. Just make sure whenever you're about to make a play, always clear the opposite side of your camp. So let's say I've been wanting to play bot for a while. I clear my top side and then I go stay bot for 2.5 minutes because that's how long it takes for your camps to respawn. You got 2.5, or not 2 minutes, 2 and a, it's 15, it's not a quarter. You call it 2 minutes, 15 seconds, I don't know. 2 minutes, 15 seconds though, that's however long. Yeah, she backs off. So she has a lot of healing. I don't want to reset till I get Death Stance and Executioner because then Irelia is pretty much just, you know, useless. That's good. Play for Wolves and Mr. Chrome. Baron's gonna be up soon, so if we just keep playing on objectives, luckily Ezreal got a bunch of gold. Pretty nice for him. I missed the cannon, no! Alright. Be chill, my boys. I'm gonna reset. You can probably get 1 camp or 2 camp if you want to my bot side. I'm gonna give that. If I could shove out top and no one dies. I don't need to wait for full mana because you regenerate mana in the jungle. A lot of people don't know that. With the smite item, you regenerate mana in the jungle a lot rapidly. A lot more rapidly, I meant to say. Yeah. They're like on this camp, so I wouldn't base check, but you know, definitely get over to it. Yeah, I'll focus on killing the Yi first here. Because the rest of them, you know, they'll eventually die. We should go do the Baron now. We should go do the Baron. See, this is the thing that people have to get more comfortable doing, is making these calls. And, yo. Yeah, you gotta be comfortable making these calls and having your team listen to you. And if they don't, well then, that's where a lot of people get lost. They're like, Karasmai, what do I do if my team doesn't listen to me? I'm sorry to tell you, my boy, I don't know. If they don't listen to you, well then, I guess, sucks to suck. You know, it blows, what can I say? I don't have smite, by the way, so, what I should try and do is probably, you know, kill this guy by doing that. Now just look to take it. Nice. This board. Oh, nice one. Nice one, Yoni. Alright, we can defend this. So losing all those towers doesn't matter, because with Baron push, we could get all those towers back. Baron's more important than losing whatever we lost bot. A lot more important. I'm gonna go Cleaver now. Getting HP is a pretty valuable stat. It's always gonna be a valuable stat. Ability haste. It's good. Okay, so the way we should play it is the Yon bot, Undle top, us 3 mid. It's called a 1-3-1. You kind of yeah, kind of have to understand what your laners cater more towards. Yoni's better in side lane, Trundle's better in side lane. How much mobility they have, and you know, just their access to being able to destroy towers. But Yoni's mid and Ezreal's bot, so I guess we're doing it with Yoni. Alright, come on, let's go. Keep shoving that out, Ezreal. Oh, Josh, thanks to 31 bits. There's one tower. See, the reason why I say Yoni shouldn't be mid is because look how hard it is for him to walk up and be able to auto the tower, you know what I mean? That's fine. We'll rotate bot with Ezreal. Just get into bot wave. Alright, let's rotate bot, guys. Bundle. Hey, look. On me and Irelia. Oh, that was terrifying. But either way, it worked out. Okay, so now Trundle jumps top, gets 2 towers. We get bot, get 2 towers, and then we get a 3rd one. And we can go rotate back mid. So this is just like understanding how macro works. Macaroni. And yeah, you'll be in games where your team doesn't listen to you. That's kind of why you just got to drill sergeant your way into it. We're going to take bot and hit, rotate to the dragon. That'll be good. And then we could just... or mid. Oh, they FF'd. Oh, that's good too. Boom! GG. If you enjoyed the video,